Tonjmin Hao. Hello, everyone. I'm Didi Hilke, and here we are after our holiday break in December, and we are in the second section of the Yang Family Forum. We are at Striking Tigers, which is right in the middle of several new moves and review moves in new directions with new transitions. So any questions you have today are welcome as we move through Strike Tigers. Let's warm up, starting with doing prepare from cross hands at the beginning of section 2. You want to be fairly far over to the left of your space, but not completely to the left of your space. Give yourself a little room. And remember, your knees are bent at whatever is your height that you do your Tai Chi at. Make sure you have really great body shape. Make sure you've relaxed your lower back. We call that relaxing your waist, feet shoulder width apart. And that feeling that your head is lifting up, your upper body is light, your body is just suspended from a very long neck. And embrace tiger, return to mountain. Roll back. Press. Push. Fist. Under elbow. Repulse monkeys. 1, 2, 3. Diagonal flying. Raise hands and step forward. White crane. Spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Needle to sea bottom. Stand. Through back. Turn body. Chop with fist. Oh, I forgot to move us. Most of us will be getting to the end of our space, if not already. So if you're in that, move back a little bit. Step up. Parry, block, and punch. Step up and grasp the bird's tail. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Cloud hands. 1, 2, 3. Our last one, stepping to the corner, single whip. High pat on horse. Right. Separation kick. Left. Separation kick. Turn body. Left heel kick. Left brush knee and push, descending. Right. Brush knee and push. Step up and punch down. Turn body and chop with fist. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Step up and right heel kick. Left strike tiger, descending, shifting, arms to the right, step, look, strike tiger. All right. Let me get you folks in gallery mode so I can see you. So, questions that you might have about anything we just did, parts that you'd like to go over a little bit before, we will definitely go over strike tiger. So, since we just did that last time. Anyone have a particularly not favorite move at the moment?
Could you just go over the arm movements before we go into the kicks? I mean, I just feel like my arms are just
Sure.
floating everywhere.
So the separation kicks? Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. And it has been a long holiday too. All right, let's see. Let's actually do it. Let's try it from this direction, see if this works. So let's all get into position from here by being in single whip. And remember, I'm gonna do move right before. We're gonna shift back and come into, for some reason I'm blanking on the name. High pat on horse. There we go, high pat on horse. All right, so from high pat on horse, we are going to, I want you to think actually about your arms being on a large, like a millstone that would be grinding. So it's a thick stone. It's like a piece of a cylinder. And what's going to happen is it's going to rotate clockwise, but one of your hands is here at 6 o'clock and one's at the 12 o'clock on the stone relative to where you are. So as you're shifting your weight back on off your, all the way onto your right foot, your arms are circling on this stone. And then as this hand comes across, it comes up, but it's your left arm is still circling under. It's actually going to go under your right arm as you move forward. And then as you bend your knee into this bow step, you're going to be you're going to separate your arms. So let's just do that again. So from here, we're shifting back and the arms are circling clockwise and you're stepping and they keep circling and then they separate. Then you leave this left arm where it is. It's in a nice ward-off position. You close. You stand up. You look. You kick. You change your arms. So your left arm is here at your shoulder, but it's sort of palm down, it's slightly raised. Your right arm is just right out, palm up. You sink, you step out a little less than corner. Now, I want you to think about your arms sort of on a weird millstone now. They're going to circle. Your left arm is on top now. Your right arm is underneath. So they start to circle here, but you're already at that sort of closing position. So you get under, and as you bend your knee, you separate. So here you are again. You close, you stand up, you look, you kick, and then you'd be into your turn.
That was helpful. Thank you.
Okay, so great. Any other questions on that or anything else before we get to strike tigers? So I'd like to get us via a practice back there again and see if there's any questions about the moves right before strike tiger. Okay, so let's start from punch down, and we can do it in a couple of directions, but we'll start from here. So I'm going to call out some pieces of it. You can check yourself. We'll do it really slowly. So we've punched down. So our left arm, so we're kind of, we have, it's like this, except we're like this. Okay, so you could imagine punching like this, but we're like this. All right, we have bent. All right, so here we are to go after somebody's knee. And our gaze at this point is out parallel to this arm, which, as I said before, is kind of coming out from our shoulder, but we have tipped down. All right, now what you're going to do is, the first thing you're going to do is start to come up. Don't quite come up all the way. You come up into where your body is probably pretty much of a straight line. And as you turn, your palm goes down because your forearm turns. As you turn for turn body chop with fist, you don't have to make a fist as you come back and move. Now here, when you're standing here, as you step out for your bow step, one arm up, one arm down, chop, and strike as you move forward. Parry, block, and punch. We're going to shift back. Our left arm is starting to rotate. Our right arm is just coming up, and then it rotates too, right arm goes out, left arm goes back as your weight shifts back. And then you're in position to parry. Don't miss the fact that your foot comes in here and out and out. It's a swing step before your arms get all the way back. Then stand on your right foot, just like your parry, block, and punch before. And now we're gonna do Chengfu, shifting back, turning our foot out and warding off to the corner. Shift our weight, but now we're not going to grab pull like to go into grasp the bird's tail. We're going to open the right hand, come across, change our gaze, and stand up and do a right heel kick. So I just wanted to review that part for everybody because it's been a while since you've probably done it. Any questions before we just practice that again? Okay, I'm seeing thumbs up to practice. All right, so we're going to be in a left bow step. We're going to come down here. We've punched to somebody's knee. We're going to straighten up more and then rotate that right arm palm down as we turn. Come back, step. It's 30% on that front right foot as we bring our mace-like arm up and then turning our upper body, striking out with our left arm. Should be in a right bow step. Mine's not the best here. And step up, parry, block, and punch. Your weight is starting to come back. Your right arm comes up, rotates, your left arm rotates. Then as you go past center, all the way back with your weight, your right arm goes front, your left arm goes back. Then parrying down, bringing your foot in and out. One line, two sides. Now shift your weight to the right and parry, block, and punch. Chengfu, shifting back, rotating that left arm and warding off to the corner. Meanwhile, your right arm is opening. And your fist eye here, if you haven't opened your fist yet, your fist eye is like having a pole that goes straight towards, like it's around a pole, imaginary pole. It's connected to that arm at the center. Then that arm that has come and separated opens as you move your weight and comes across your body as you stand up. Your chest is to the corner and you kick to 9 o'clock. Questions? We good about that? All right, let's practice it one more time and then we'll go into our review and new move. All right, so from punch down, coming up, back, turn body, chop with fist. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Remember that right foot comes in and out, one line, two sides. This is going to be Chengfu. but into a right heel kick. So shifting weight, coming up, and kick. All right, shall we go into, let's get ourselves into from Chengfu. So we're going to go in a different way, and I want you to just follow me because we went over this last time, and then we'll take it apart, right? So this is going to be we're going to do right heel kick to left strike tiger. So we start with our left foot forward in left bow stance, and we have punched for parry, block, and punch. And shifting back, Chengfu, left foot to the corner, warding off to the corner. As you finish shifting your weight, your other arm comes up and kicks. I'm doing it this way so it's easier for you to follow. Now we're going to step down. Our heel is on the same line, but our toes are going to point toward the corner. So our feet are parallel. As we shift, left arm comes over. We look and make a left bow step. Notice that my chest is still turned to the corner. As I move forward, my left arm makes a big circle down. My right arm is turning, and then they both make fists as I complete moving my weight forward. This is left strike tiger. So let's go through. I'm going to show you both strike tiger. Let's see. First of all, questions on left strike tiger. Berlin.
Yeah, on the 2 questions, is this essentially a swing step? So you're basically, your foot lands when you're just about at that, and then you proceed. Okay, and then
yes.
Okay, and the other one is in the final position. I know this fist eye is sort of forward a little bit. I mean, it's pointing a little bit forward. It's not like this. It's like sort of tilting forward, and then
actually, no. If you're seeing that, it's my error.
Okay.
I want you to really think you had a pole. I don't have one here. I want you to really think you have a pole, and that pole runs absolutely vertically. So there's none of this. So if you're seeing that, it's my error.
Okay.
Okay, so if my hand's like this, or my hand's like this or this, it's my error. You should basically, the flat of your hand should be, absolutely to 9, and to the sides, right? And they should be it should be absolutely up and down, not too close, not too far, yeah.
And the wrist, I don't know if you can see, like, is there any like flexing of the wrist this way, or is it?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Like this or like this? No, I don't. Well, I mean, your arm is naturally, I mean, so it's not flexed like this or anything. It's in its natural bend.
Okay.
Like if you were going to punch, it's a very natural. That's the only thing I can say.
Okay.
So it's not like this, right? It's
right.
That's now, if I were really doing it, I don't know. It makes a certain amount of sense to keep it in a straight line, but I don't know. I'm not that much of a martial artist, so I can't answer that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. All right. So let's go through that footwork, and I'll also then go through the following footwork for the next one, because the two are very similar. And we talked about that before. So if we go back to, let's see, go back to, actually, you know what? I'm not going to do the footwork first. I'm sorry. We're going to do the arms for this first. So we have it just because as we did last week, that makes a lot of sense. So we have started this with our arms here, right? So you ought to be able, this is your right arm, right? This is your right arm. And what's going to happen here is this right arm, which is set like this, it's just going to stay there while this arm comes over. So as you'll be moving your body weight, that'll help you, but you're just going to come over into this position. Nice, right? So that's all you're doing. I mean, your arm rotates as it does, but it's a very natural move, right? Very natural. Then your left arm is going to swing. I'm just going to do that for now. It's going to swing, and at the end of that swing, it's going to swing up like this, and at the end, it's going to make a fist. A fist. Okay? So your left arm is going to go like this. Your right arm is a little trickier. For one thing, at the time you start, your chest is, you've been kicking, right? And then you step, and your chest is like to the corner that your arm is kind of got its palm towards. So your chest is over here. So you start to turn that chest a little, and as you do, I'm going to do it this way. Your chest is here. As you start to turn it, this arm starts to come in like this. It's a very slow movement, but you haven't even finished that turn yet. See, it's a very slow turn. And then it's going to come in and make a fist and turn. So your right arm is not going to move altogether so far, right? It's gonna be over here because you've kicked. Let me show you this way. You've kicked, and then, oh, I'm sorry. It's this way. It's a right heel kick. Pardon me. I want to get so that you can. It's a right heel kick. All right, so we come down here. Then this left arm comes over, but you see how my chest is still to the corner. Then your left arm is going to swing down, and watch your right arm. It's just turning a little. And all the time I'm moving forward. See how my left foot's almost on the ground? And this other arm's coming up. And then as they get into this quadrant, and you've pretty much finished your turn, but your arms, if you were moving fast, would have a lot of momentum. Then, because it's like a wheel, right? And they can come in. This arm this way, palm down, make a fist, up, twist at the end. All right? This one, just over and here. Okay? So let's actually try that on both sides. Right? So from here, you can bring either arm over. So, and then make sure you've brought your chest too here. Then here. It's hard for me to do it in slow motion. There you go. Or we could bring the other arm over. Okay. And then it comes down as the other one turns down, right? And then here. And if this feels weird, it will feel weird for a long time. Okay. And if you can get fists made by the end, that's great. If you can get them lined up, that's super. If you cannot have one looking for your students like it's in the wrong direction, that's even better. Right? It's going to take a long time. But one of the things to know is that at some point your hands are going to be kind of like this. One of your hands is going to be higher than the other, and this one is going to be turned. But there's this kind of movement at the end, and you don't want to get like this, like I just did. It's hard to do it when you're just straight. You want to be absolutely shoulders straight. Okay, so I'm going to show you both of these together, and then we're going to work on them individually. So I'm going to show you both of them together from, see where we get into it, because then you'll have it on the tape. So here was our right heel kick, and we step down. And then our left arm comes across, and here's the coordination. You look step right at the last minute. Everything, the fingertips pointing towards the middle arm, forearm. As I come forward, one arm's moving faster than the other. There's number one. I'm going to actually move over here. I'm sorry, because you've got to see this, right? So here you are. Now what's going to happen? You're going to shift back, and you're going to do a turn like turn body chop with fist, or single whip. Single whip. As you come back, your arms are going to come down to the side, and this is that step look moment again. And now you're in the same position. My chest is to this corner. Then the right hand comes down as I'm moving forward. The left hand getting into position. The last minute, I make my fists and punch. Now, the way this is actually done in the form is we do the first strike tiger here, and then the second strike tiger is done to 12 o'clock. The arm movements are very similar on both sides. So let's go through the footwork for all this first. I want you to be able to see it. So this is turning around in so many directions. I think we're just going to have to do it from several directions. But we will start here. Let's see. Start here. We'll start here. Footwork. Well, first of all, we've kicked. So what happens? We descend. Our right foot is going to go pretty much on the same line as our left foot is on, and is going to be, but in terms of the heel touch, but it's going to be parallel. So it's going to be pointing to the corner. And we're going to shift our weight over. Let our left foot come to neutral. Step out for a bow step. Heel, ball, toe, bend knee. Then we're going to do a turn body chop with fist, 180-degree turn. So we're going to shift our weight along this diagonal onto pretty much almost entirely onto that right foot. Turn until we can get our left foot as close as we can to the corner over here, 270 degrees, come back, not 270, 135. Shift our weight back, bring our right foot to neutral, step out for a bow step, heel, ball, toe, bend knee. And as we discussed, there'll be a gradual turn of your waist, of your body, your torso. So let's do that again. So we've just kicked, we sink, we step, the right foot's going towards the corner, we shift our weight, we step out for a bow step, heel, ball, toe, bend knee. And as we finish, our chest is square. Shift back, pulling our weight, our Tai Chi pull along the diagonal to where our weight is on the right foot. Turn. Now bring your weight back onto the left foot. Let the right foot come to neutral. Step out. It's going to feel like a big step. Step out for bow step, for shoulder width in this direction. Heel, ball, toe, bend knee. Any questions about that? All right. There is only one way to really get this. You're going to try coordinating it, and then it's not going to work, and you're going to ask a question. You got it? That's really the only way to do it. So we're going to actually try it from here and see what happens. So let's do our right heel kick here. Sink, step. Now, as you move your weight, the right hand sort of stays where it is, and your left hand comes over, your left foot comes in and out for this bow step, right? And you look at that last minute. So let's just practice that. You've kicked, you descend, your weight's all in your left foot. What's going to happen? You're going to move, swing your arm, and step for that bow step. Then your chest, remember, your chest is to the corner. It's an easy place for it to be at that point. Your elbow is down. Your fingers of your right hand are up. And you're going to swing more quickly. Your left hand goes down as you're coming forward. Your right hand is turning, so the tiger's mouth is coming into position. And as you finish bending that knee, your fists are being made. That's left. Here's right. Shift back. Where are we shifting back? Not straight back, towards that right foot. All our weight's on the right foot. Turn. Don't move your hands. Now, as you shift your weight back, let your left arm come down, start to come down, and then open your hands and step look. So your hands look like this. Okay, so let's see if we can get there again from here. This is a left bow step. Left arm is up, shifting back. But remember, it's shifting towards that right foot. Turn, 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 turn. Shift back, arms coming down, and step look. The last minute, Erlyn said it beautifully, at the last minute, when your fingertips are in the right position, pointing, and your hand is in that hand like it just been finished kicking, your left arm, and you've got them all set to go, you look and you step. So now you're going in this other direction. What happens now? Right arm, starting to shift forward, starting to turn. Right arm goes faster. Make your fists. The end. From here, we're in a bow step. Left arm up, left shoulder down, shifting back, doing our 135-degree turn, shifting back, arms coming down, arms, hands opening. And as your heel comes down, your head turns, and it turns pretty fast. It doesn't snap, but it turns pretty fast. Then, as we shift forward in this bow step, right arm, left arm, make that fist. Both fists are made at the same time.
A question.
Yes.
This movement is very big for me to go to one side to the other one. Where's the best way to adapt the feet to be in the right position at the end?
So
because when I turn my left foot is just too open when I do the turn.
So you can't quite get that foot far enough?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to do it this way. So here are the things you can do to help. Okay. And usually people have one side that's better than the other. All right. One thing you can do, don't go straight back. One thing you want to do is come back and find the sweet spot. It's the sweet spot to turn is not all the way over this foot. The sweet spot to turn is on the diagonal. It feels like it's almost, but not quite there, because you've got to be able to swing your upper body. Watch my upper body here, the angle of my upper body. So the other thing is, don't let this back foot go straight on you. Okay, make sure that it's light. It's agile, it's flexible. So as you come back, keep your setting, your body is like this. Keep that. And do you see how my setting is still there? I just kind of swing it. Let me show you here. See, we're doing it on, yeah, we're doing it on the left side, right? Here. So keep this, don't tighten here, keep all of this loose. Come back. See how my setting is still there? Like I'm not doing this, right? My setting is still there. Now I swing this. Some days it'll go better than others. There's a moment when the swing is easy. See, I can't do it right here. I'm right over that foot. I can't get it around if I go too far. And if I don't go far enough back, I can't get it around either. So Leisha, I think what you do is you just work on, if you really want to get it, you work on being very relaxed, knowing that you're going towards it on this diagonal, and you'll find that sweet spot. I don't find it every time. It's as if if you're not in that sweet spot, you can't, it's like you can only get this far. That's how it is for me. I'm just telling you how it is for me. The other things you can do is you can take an extra step, right? You can do extra steps in order to, but that can make the rest of the movement more difficult. So I like us to try to get there if you can.
I'll try.
Oh,
But this little bend of the body, the upper body, I think helps.
It helps. It helps me. It helps me because and then there's just this moment when you can do it, and then if you get there, you get there. Can you do it on your other side, on your when you do single whip? It's the exact same. It's the exact same term for single whip. And I think it was like I'd been doing Tai Chi for several years and before I was able to do it. And then one day, all of a sudden it was easier. And that was what was holding me back. Lynn.
yeah, I as you were explaining, I was doing it with you, and it's like if I go back in the direction of where I want my toe to end up, that's when I can get my toe. If I go straight back, like if I'm trying to get, then
Right.
I can only get to the side. So like if I just drive my body towards the place where I want my toe to be, when I start back, then my toe will get there, but not otherwise.
That is right. That on that diagonal, you have to be, on the one hand, you have to be moving towards that diagonal. On the other hand, if I'm not far enough along that diagonal or I'm too far on that diagonal, it won't turn. That's all I can say. I think there's a sweet spot there. For me, it may not be. I also, everybody has different hips, everybody has different knees, and different flexibility. So it's really hard to know. So Leisha, tell me how that goes. And if it doesn't go well, we can also work on other steps for that.
Okay, I'll just try more times, and I tell you.
Don't force it. Don't force it. And if you don't get all the way around, it just makes the next move not feel right.
Yeah.
Right. And if you take extra steps, then where do you put the extra steps? That's the other issue. But if you want us to do that, we can certainly do it. I'm not prepared to think that today, to think the extra steps today, but I could certainly be prepared for that.
I'll try with your tips, and then I tell you.
See what happens. See what happens. Yeah, because as I said, one day it just. The other thing to say is that in single whip, I got it first, and I got it because I was throwing people in the corner. you know how you've done this, and you come and then you're throwing them in the corner. And I was really thinking about throwing them in the corner, and that turned this part of the body. And it was always easier. And I learned that if I didn't think about throwing people into the corner, I couldn't get around. And then I could never get around on turn body chop with fists because we didn't have to throw people in the corner, But
Okay.
I think that's what it is. I think it's that diagonal that helps. And it isn't just, it is, the reason why I'm being so pushy on this is that for most people, it is not, I don't think in your case, it is a case of not being able to get around. It's just going to be a case of timing and direction. I really believe that.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I think
right.
it's there for you.
Okay, I'll try. And by single whip, I know I do a little adaptation, but it's easier to do it at single whip because of the weight of the feet.
Ah,
It's
okay.
easier to bring my feet to the right, my foot to the right position. But by this one, it's not so easy.
There's a moment when it's very flexible, and before and after that moment, it can't make that turn. That's at least how my body is. So I really have to, it's like it turns very quickly. It's not like it's a gradual turn. It's like there's a moment when it's free to turn.
I look for
me. You look for that moment. See what you can find. All right. So so let's go through this again from here. We're doing it. Just remember, we're doing it 90 degrees off so that you are able to see more. So we're coming out of and stepping out of our kick, and we're stepping our shift weight, turn, step, and moving our weight gradually forward, making our fists punch. Take a moment, see if you stepped shoulder width, see if you've lined your, see if your shoulders are down, and shifting on the diagonal. There's a moment when there's no weight on that left foot. Turn, or just a little weight, turn. As you shift back, your arms are coming down. Left hand is opening, right hand is opening. Step, look. Right arm is swinging down, around, and up. Left arm is turning its tiger mouth. Make those fists at the end punch. One more time. Out of our kick. Descending. Parallel footwork. As we shift, look. And left strike tiger. Right strike tiger. Shifting back on that diagonal. Feel that point where you can turn on that heel. Shifting back, opening, step. Dorothy, this is your first time with either of these. I know it's a lot. Any questions?
No, not right now, just practice.
Okay, let's do a little more practice. Anyone else have any questions? Okay, I think we do it again, and then we're going to do it in the right direction, correct direction. So from that heel kick, descending, stepping, swing that arm, look, into that bow step. Big swing with the left arm. Strike tiger. Shifting on the diagonal. Shift, 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 shift. At some moment, you can swing turn. Shift back. Open those hands. Step, look. Swinging your arms. Right strike tiger. It's right strike tiger when your right arm is up and your right foot is forward. It's left strike tiger when your left arm is up and your left arm is forward. All right, let's do any questions? Just wait till you get to next week, how we get out of this. It's even more fun. Okay, let's do it from here. Remember that punch down point? Now, at one point, you're going to be doing these strike tigers where I can see you, but you won't be able to see me. So we'll see how it goes. So you're in the left bow step. Your right punch. Your setting is down. You're going to turn body chop with fists. So first you bring your setting up, then you shift back, right arm, palm down, and into turn body, chop with fist. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Step up, right heel kick. All right, you're going to be turning away from me. Step down to the corner, and you're turning away from me. Left strike tiger. Left arm is up. Good job, good job. And shift towards your right foot. Turn, 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 turn. Now you can see me again. Isn't that nice? Shifting back. Arms to the side. Step, look. And right strike tiger. I've got 1 minute left. So from here, you're going to kick. You're going to step. This is the direction you'll be doing it in. Your left arm swings over. Your left foot steps out away from me. And left strike tiger. Shifting back towards your right foot. Turn, 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 turn. Shift back. Right strike tiger. Now I have one last thing to say that I've forgotten to say. Last time I told you that I thought young Chengfu had changed the direction of strike tigers. It's not. It's young Zhenduo, who came afterwards. That's Master Yongjun's grandfather. And there's a bunch of different ideas in Yang Chengfu's writings. Yang Chengfu has actually says at one time it's towards the sides and at one time it's towards the diagonal. So it wasn't entirely clear. Some of the photographs were towards the sides, the sides of the square. However, a lot of the instruction was very clearly to the diagonal, and a lot of people do it that way. To clarify, my understanding is to clarify things and also to keep it consistent with the saber form. Yang Zhenduo, it was his right as Grand Master to make a change in the long form. And so he changed the direction of the to square instead of to being done to the diagonal. And that is the way it had been done in the saber form. So now there was the consistency with the saber form, because you actually do this movement in the saber form as well. But I had said, I had taken a guess last time and I should not have guessed. So, so I wanted to clarify that it was Young Zen Duo who made that change, and that I had it wrong last time. So on that note, let us finish class. Tongjimin Zaichen. Thank you all.